Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go over some important tips, 5 tips plus a bonus tip for anyone who's starting in car sales. I just had a training session in person yesterday, and it was really eye-opening and refreshing to see these new faces who are diving into sales, not only car sales, but sales for the first time. And it can be intimidating, but after a while, with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of confidence, you'll feel like an expert very quickly. And I have 5 tips for you, plus a bonus tip to get us started in the right direction. Tip number 1, it's okay to be new. Your customers, whatever job they have, whatever their employment is, they were new at one point in their life. They're new not only at work, but they're new at hobbies. They're new at different things that they do. It's okay to be new, and it's okay to use that to your advantage. I did it for months. I did it for 6 months, maybe even a year. I said, listen, I'm new. Please don't take it too hard on me. I could definitely get that answer for you. And something interesting happens when the customer knows they're dealing with someone who's new. The customer, in their very nature, feels a little less threatened. They feel like they have control over the situation. And if the perception in the customer's mind is that they have control, the reality of it is they have control. And that's a great thing. We want them to feel like they're in control. We want them to feel empowered, which will lead them to make a confident decision. Most of the time, your customer won't buy a car from you because they don't feel empowered. They don't feel like they're in control. And that's where the magic happens, where we get them to reach our desired outcome and feel as if they got there on their own. But just remember, it's okay to be new. Everyone's been new at something. They will understand. If you focus on building rapport with your customers, finding common ground, making a friend, when it comes time to you answering a question that you may not have the answer for, they'll totally understand and respect if you say, hey, listen, I'm new. I'll definitely get that answer for you. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to give you anything other than the exact answer. And then you go and get it. Feel confident in doing that. And listen, when you're on the lot and the customer's a question, you don't know the answer to it about the vehicle, use the window sticker. It's your friend. We're in the age and generation of Google. We're looking things up all the time. That's common practice. And if you do it in such a way that it seems as if it's routine for anyone to look at the window sticker to get the answer, you won't feel that inherent sense of guilt and that pressure and that anxiety. A lot of times people on the lot try to memorize everything about the vehicle, and then when they don't know the answer, they stumble on their words. Hypothetically, if you were a customer in the lot and you would ask me what the fuel economy was for a specific vehicle and I didn't know the answer, I can either A, sound incompetent and have all this pressure on me by going, I think it's maybe like 20, I'm not sure, I can find out for you. Or I could say, you know what, it's a great question. Let me take a peek. There's a lot of make and models, and as I'm walking towards the vehicle, right? There's a lot of make and models. As I'm walking towards the vehicle, I'm kind of holding that conversation and I'm looking for the window sticker. Oh, yep, this one's got 27 miles per gallon. If I do it in a confident way, it seems as if that's common practice, that when a customer asks a question, we reference the window sticker. So that's just something, that's one example in the lot. There's plenty of opportunities that you're going to be faced with when you're new to be able to either decide to get all nervous and get all overwhelmed, or just say, you know what, I'm new. Let me get that answer for you. I don't want to give you anything other than the exact answer. So just remember, it's okay to be new. We've all been new before. Your customer's been new at something. They may be new at something at work themselves. They may have just taken a new job, so they totally understand. They empathize. That could be your common ground, right? It's okay to be new. Customers actually prefer to work with new people in most cases because they feel less threatened, especially in our business with some negative stigmas attached to it. They feel much more comfortable and much better. See, even I stumble over my words, right? They feel much more comfortable and better working with someone that's not as intimidating, and that's okay. We're all humans. We're all figuring things out. The most important thing is that when your customer does have a question, you go and find that answer. They'll respect you much more for being resourceful, which is probably one of the most important skills as a salesperson. They'll respect you for being resourceful and being able to find the answer way more than somebody that just BS's them. So don't forget, it's okay to be new. Embrace it. Use it to your advantage. All right, tip number 2. Remember this. So a lot of my guys and girls, when we're training and we're role-playing in the dealership, they get very anxious, right? They get very anxious because it's a controlled environment. But remember this. Your customer doesn't know when you mess up. Only you know when you mess up. Only you know when you fumble the word track, and it's okay. Just keep rolling with the punches. Only you know when you maybe use the wrong close at the wrong time. Only you know when you forget to say something, not your customer. So if you're smooth about it and you flow with it, that's fine. A lot of times in the dealership, like I was saying, when we're role playing, it's a controlled environment. And being that I'm the person that hired and trained my salespeople, they know I know when they make a mistake because I'm the one that taught them. Your customer didn't teach you. They don't know when you make a mistake. Only you know that. So it's okay to fumble on your words. In the first tip, in this video, I made a couple mistakes. Who cares? I fumbled on my words. I'm a human. You're a human. It's okay. This isn't, you're not creating an Academy Award winning movie, right? This isn't a $500 million budgeted movie. Yes, you're performing, but you're a human being and it's okay. And they will respect that human nature, that genuine, just real, authentic version of yourself. They'll respect that. Don't act like anyone other than just yourself. All right, tip number 3. Remember this. Tip number 3. You're going to have a customer that says, I bought 30 cars in my day. I know how this works. You're going to have that customer, right? You're going to have the tough guy, the tough gal, the Karen, as they would call them, right? You're going to have the Karen. You're going to have the tough guy. Listen, kid, I bought 100 cars in my, whatever number it is. Just know this. If you hang in the business long enough, and especially if you work in a high volume store, pretty soon you're going to be able to say you've sold more cars than any of your customers have ever bought. That makes you the expert. You do this every single day. Use that to empower yourself, to make yourself feel confident. You're going to sell more cars than any of your customers have ever bought, right? So just use that to your advantage. Know that if you go through the process day in and day out, and you really look to hone your skills and you see yourself getting better, that it doesn't matter how many cars they've bought in their day, you've sold more. You're the expert. You do this every day. Just like if you were to go in their place of business or their workplace, you would expect them to position or posture themselves as the expert. You're the expert. Tell yourself that in your mind. Act as if. Feel like the expert. Act like the expert salesperson that you want to become, and you will start to take the necessary steps to be that person that you visualize in your mind. Set that goal, set that vision, and say, I'm going to become this person. Start to act like what you feel like that person or that salesperson acts like, and you're going to become them. So just remember, pretty soon you're going to sell more cars than any of your customers have ever bought. And you're the expert. Don't let them psych you out. All right, tip number 4, guys. So a lot of times we're negotiating a deal and it could look pretty grim. It could look like this isn't going to be a car deal. We could get discouraged, right? We could get discouraged. Now, getting discouraged is a choice. We choose to get discouraged the same way we choose to get pumped up and get motivated and encouraged. We should not allow outside circumstances to dictate whether or not we feel as if we're going to make a car deal. We should always feel like we're going to make a car deal. And remember this. This is tip number 4. If they're sitting in the chair still across from you or they're on your lot, you're winning. If they're still there, you're winning. Because if they didn't want to buy a car, why are they there? Listen, I can promise you this. They're not there for you to make them a sandwich. They're not there for a pair of shoes. They're there to buy a car for no other reason. They're not there for their health. They're definitely not there to waste time. Time is our most precious commodity. So if they're not there to buy a car, why are they there? You're winning if they're sitting there, and use that to keep yourself together and to keep your emotional intelligence high and to stay confident. Don't let them see you sweat. If they're there, you're winning. They're there for a reason. They're waiting for you to help solve this problem, which is how can we make a car deal happen? And the longer they're there, the longer you can wear them down and move the needle, get a little bit more money down, finally get them to go to that special term of 84 or 96 or 108 months. Finally get them to switch to a lease after an hour of them saying no, they wouldn't do it. Finally get them to go to the vehicle with a little less equipment. Finally get them to go to a pre-owned vehicle instead of a new vehicle. Finally get them to make that phone call to get the cosigner. Like all of these things, they'll finally and eventually do because somebody's got to throw in the towel, right? Eventually somebody's got to win, right? Now, the reality is we both win if they leave with the new vehicle, but I'm worried about us. I want to win, right? So we don't win if they throw in the towel and they go home. If they're sitting there, that means somebody's going to give, right? We're either going to give up or they're going to give in. I don't want to give up. Make them give in. Just know if they're here at your dealership, you're winning. All right, guys, tip number 5. I want you to remember this when you're new. The bar that is set for you is very, very low. There's been a history of customers being mistreated and mishandled throughout the entire existence of the automotive industry. There's a negative stigma attached to what we do. There's negative connotations. Yeah, we get a bad rep, but at the end of the day, we're just people looking to make an honest living. You can change the customer's perception of the entire experience and forget anything they've ever heard or anything they've ever dealt with in the past just by doing this one thing. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just show them that you care. In most retail environments, I dealt with a situation about a week ago, in and out of urgent care and the ER. I'm good now, but I was appalled at how low the standards of care were in the healthcare industry. Because at the end of the day, yes, I was a patient, but I'm a customer. I'm a paying customer, right? They're getting paid. I was appalled about how much they made me feel like they just didn't care, like I was just a number. And that's the healthcare industry. We're talking about life or death. So in sales, if you could show them that you're not just like everybody else, that you do care, actually give a fuck, right? Excuse my language, but the reality of it is actually give a blank. If you show them you care, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of the average person. So just show them that you care. The bar's set very low. You can exceed their expectations very quickly. You can shock them and you can allow them to resort back to their human instincts, right? Despite the wall they've built up, despite the defense mechanisms and objections that they're throwing at you, most of them are excuses. They're not real objections. We've talked about that in other videos. We're going to keep talking about that. But despite all of that, their human instincts are they want to feel connected. They want to feel bonded to you. We're tribal beings. If you can offer them something refreshing and shock them and make them feel like, oh, wow, Anthony's different. They're going to resort back to their human instincts. They're going to want to feel connected, and they're going to be able to share with you what it takes to make a car deal happen. The bar's set very low. You don't have to do much. Just show them that you care. All right, guys, I got a bonus tip for you. I alluded to this in one of the previous tips. In the car business, especially early on, you're going to be hopefully a sponge, picking up a bunch of stuff from a bunch of people, specifically myself or your managers in the business. You're going to be faced with a decision at some point, either throughout prospecting over the telephone or negotiating in person or on the lot. You're going to be faced with the decision to either sound scripted or sound genuine. Now, if faced with that decision, I 100% of the time would recommend you always sound genuine. Sound real. I'm real. This is real. This is really who I am. I love doing this, right? And if you're genuine with your customers, they're going to feel that. They're going to feel that energy. And people want to deal with real people. They don't want to get BS. Listen, we're BS'd enough day in and day out through the media, through social media. They want to talk to a real person. So yes, take everything you're learning and use the fundamentals. And there are certain word tracks and different techniques we're going to go over that you really want to follow it closely. You don't want to deviate off it because it's important that you say it in a certain way, but say it in your way. Deliver the message, but deliver it in a way that feels comfortable for you. If you got to tweak a word here and there in your word tracks, in overcoming objections, in your pitch, do that, but be yourself. Be yourself. Listen, with this role, this character that you're playing, you've been playing it for a long time. Why switch now? You're already comfortable being them. Be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. Don't worry about being judged. Don't worry about what the customer is going to think of you. If you're respectful, if you're courteous, if you're kind, if you're professional, just be yourself. I promise you that's the best way to go. Hey, my friend, thank you for watching. And if you want to see videos just like this one, please like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate the love and support. And don't forget, leave some comments down below. I'm looking forward to all of your interaction and feedback, and I can't wait to bring you more videos just like this one. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.